Have you heard about the 52-year-old Russian woman who married an African man and welcomed twins? If not, stay tuned and I'll share her incredible story with you. Her name is Natalia Vedanina. She believes that love knows no boundaries, whether it's skin color, distance, culture, or age, which is merely a number. Love disregards the opinions of others and transcends all barriers. Her story exemplifies this truth and more. Natalia resides in Cherpovets, a city in Vologda Oblast, located less than 500 kilometers from Moscow. A nurse by profession, she experienced love at a young age, describing her first romance as electric, passionate, reckless, and delicate, embodying all the emotions typical of young love. Their relationship was marked by countless nights at the club, filled with arguments and fights. However, these disputes were not resolved by friends or family, but by their most effective peacemaker, a bottle of vodka. For Natalia and her partner, all was forgotten and forgiven after sharing a bottle of cheap spirits. The Russian states that any smart person could tell that her first relationship wouldn't last forever, but that didn't stop her and her partner from getting married. Natalia and her partner got married, and a year later they had a son named Anatoly. She thought having a child would help their relationship grow stronger and give them a reason to treat each other better. However, despite having a child, their relationship couldn't survive another 365 days. Their son was barely 1 year old when she and her husband chose to go their separate ways. Following their divorce, Natalia was wary about giving love a chance again. She had several other relationships, but they never worked out. It seemed like Natalia was never meant to find love, and she was about to stop trying when her friend convinced her to join a dating site. In the first few months on the website, I didn't see anyone I was interested in. I told my friend that even the dating site wasn't working for me, and I had stopped checking for any updates or updating my profile. Then I got a message from my Nigerian prince, she said. Natalia received a message from a Nigerian man known as Gabriel J. When she got his message, she expected the conversation to lead nowhere, just like every other one she had on the platform. The Russian stated that she only replied out of courtesy, but over time, their chats became more interesting, and she realized that she had fallen in love with him. However, there were several obstacles to their relationship. She said, "I remember telling myself, why would you fall in love with the one person I would probably never get to be with?" Not only were they separated by thousands of kilometers, but there was also the language barrier, and the fact that Gabriel was a prince didn't make matters easier. Gabriel's culture wasn't very open to having a woman from another tribe as the wife of their prince and their future queen. What's a queen who can communicate with her own people? Natalia also explained that Gabriel's parents didn't want her to marry their son either. This wasn't only because she wasn't seen as one of their people, but there was also the little matter of Gabriel being 18 years younger than Natalia. The Nigerian was 32 years old, and his family didn't want him to marry someone they said was old enough to be his mother. Some of his family members also suggested that perhaps the reason why the woman was interested in him was that he was a prince. Instead, his parents wanted him to marry someone from their community who would understand their customs and traditions, so they forbade the relationship. However, that didn't stop Gabriel from talking to the woman he loved. He understood that Natalia loved him for who he was and not because of his status or anything else. The duo continued to chat, and their love for each other only grew stronger. After some time, Gabriel was able to convince his parents to let him marry Natalia. He organized several video calls in which his parents were able to talk to her and get to know her. His parents realized she genuinely loved their son, so they supported their union. However, they weren't the only ones who had concerns about Gabriel and Natalia's relationship. Some of Natalia's family members doubted Gabriel's intentions. Some of her relatives believed the Nigerian didn't love her. Rather, they stated that he had other reasons for being with her. Natalia was told that Gabriel was only using her. She said, "People say a lot of things. They said our love was transactional, that I was being deceived and scammed. Many people told me that Gabriel didn't love me and that he was only using me to get a residential visa. They asked, why would a young man be interested in a woman like me? It made no sense because they don't know him as I do. I'm a grown woman and I can make my own choices. I am smart enough to know when someone loves me and when they have other intentions. Gabriel loved me, and I wasn't going to let other people tell me what to do. Their opinions didn't matter. The only person from whom Natalia sought advice was her son from her first marriage, Anatoly. He said, I was skeptical about their relationship, but I told her to trust her heart. What's important to me is our happiness. Anything else is secondary. I wouldn't deny my mom a chance to find love again. In 2015, Natalia traveled to the West African country to meet the man she loved. While in Nigeria, the pair finally got to spend time together and get to know each other better. The Russian was worried that they might not like each other as much after living together, but she was wrong. Rather than falling out of love, their feelings for each other only became stronger. Gabriel proposed to her, and they had a court wedding in 2017. Natalia and Gabriel returned to Russia together. A few months after returning to Cherpovets, Natalia realized she was pregnant. The couple chose not to do an ultrasound. Instead, they wanted to find out the gender of their child the old-school way. After 38 weeks of gestation, Natalia gave birth to twin boys. Despite all the obstacles they faced in the early stages of their relationship, things were finally moving in the right direction. Gabriel got a job as a truck driver and also worked as an IT specialist. Their family was thriving, and the couple couldn't be happier. Their story also caught the attention of the media, and the couple appeared on several TV stations. One night, Gabriel and his friends went to the club to have a good time, and that's when things took a drastic turn. Natalia was expecting her husband to come back home by midnight, but instead, she received a call that informed her she was now a widow. The mother of two explained that she cried all night after receiving the call. Gabriel had a massive heart attack, which caused him to collapse and die. He wasn't on any medications. My husband didn't have any complications with his heart. I was informed 2 hours after it happened. Why was I told only 2 hours later? Our children are just babies. They are only a year old, and they don't understand anything yet. I would struggle to tell them when the time comes. Sometimes I have to remind myself that my husband is no longer with us because it's hard to accept, Natalia explained. 10 months after her husband's passing, Natalia decided to open her heart to love once more. She began dating a man 16 years her junior, an Orlando policeman, and felt joy in finding love again. Like her previous relationship with Gabriel, she met her new partner on the same dating site. Unfortunately, this relationship was short-lived and Natalia found herself single again. Eventually, she received a message from 27-year-old Fyodor Pomerov, a bus conductor who had seen her on TV and sought her out on social media. They became friends and soon started dating. Now they are engaged and planning to marry. Natalia shared, "Throughout my life, I've faced questions about my choices, but I've learned that people will always have something to say. I no longer let it bother me. I focus on what makes me happy because my happiness is what truly matters, not others' opinions. Age is just a number. Fyodor and I are in love, and that's all that counts." What insights have you gained from Natalia's story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.